Xeriscape is a system combining 7 principles put into use to create landscapes that are water conserving and sustainable. The perception that xeriscapes are rock and cactus is just false. I think that that's been created for a lot of different reasons, that perception in people's heads, but xeriscape is a combination of elements in the landscape that create a beautiful, lush, and regionally appropriate landscape. The reason Xeriscape is used as a system instead of a plant per se is so that you can create a regionally appropriate landscape that's water conserving and sustainable. In order to create a system for Xeriscape, you use 7 principles: good design and planning, good soil prep and amending of the soil, appropriate use of turfgrass areas, appropriate plantings grouped together for their water needs, efficient use of irrigation systems, mulches to retain moisture, and well-maintained landscapes. In creating a xeric system, it's not always necessary to use the most drought-tolerant native plants you can find. You can use a combination of plants so that you can have enjoyment year-round, structurally interesting plants that create the bones of the yard, as well as beauty in the summer. And those can come from a combination as long as you're using the system of principles together. So important to do good maintenance. But if you follow the previous 6 principles, your maintenance will be very little, if none at all, over time, because everything is working together and you don't have to be reactive anymore. You can be preventative, and it makes it so much easier. It's not necessary to get rid of all of your turf grass in a xeric landscape. Just use what you need. Appropriate plant placement and grouping plants according to their water needs can be very important in the Xeriscape landscape. In order to start the process of reducing the amount of water your existing landscape has, beyond just the design, it's important to look at your sprinkler system and what kind of water you're feeding the plants, because they don't always need what we think they do. And as they mature, they need a lot less. Creating more efficiency in your sprinkler system, adjusting heads, going to newer technology can create huge water savings beyond even doing nothing else. To be able to look at areas of grass that no longer are being used much or aren't doing well under trees with the roots in the shade, those are opportunities to create a new curve in the grass, take out some of that unusable grass, and create more appropriate plantings for shade and dry conditions. We want plants to do well over time, and so we want to accommodate for their needs. Full sun, partial shade, full shade, dry conditions, more moisture. Not only possible, it's definitive that you will have a beautiful landscape if you follow the Xeriscape system. Everything will work together appropriate to the region we live in and the conditions on your site.